Ganyu and Zhongli are coming. Wait, what? Ganyu and Zhongli's banners are coming. Does that mean that you should really skip Shenhe and Xiao's banners altogether? Let's talk about why you should or shouldn't skip Shenhe and Xiao's banners in favor of Ganyu's and Zhongli's. So first off, let's establish the roles of these characters. So Xiao and Ganyu are both DPSs, albeit Ganyu can be used as a support, but I don't really recommend it because she's much better off as a DPS. Shenhe and Zhongli are both supports. They do different things, but they are both supports. Let's say, for example, you're in a situation where you really don't need any more DPSs and you really just need more supports, or you need certain utilities like increased damage, or you need more survivability. Then in those cases, I would recommend going for either Shenhe or Zhongli, depending on which one you need. Shenhe is mostly a buffer. Now, I know it's a lot more complicated than that, how she works, but in a way, she is a buffer. Scales off of attack. She doesn't really need that much investment. You just need the right stats on her and a good weapon for her. She mostly buffs cryo, so if you have a cracked out cryo team that you feel like doesn't need any more survivability, but just needs more damage because maybe you'd want Abyss to go a few seconds faster, or you want to be able to do Abyss with your eyes closed, then Shenhe might be worthwhile considering for you. Now, if you're in the case where you want the game to be super easy, like brain dead easy. If any of you guys play StarCraft and know the cheat Power Overwhelming, that's what Zhongli is. He basically turns off all damage in the game. He allows you to ignore a whole mechanic in the game, which is dodging. I do understand that MiHoYo has introduced mechanics in the game that ignore shields, like Corrosion for example. Makes you take damage even through shields, and the new Pyro Abyss Lecter has a way to damage you a lot, even through a shield. But then that still doesn't erase the fact that you cannot get interrupted with the shield on. You also don't take damage from the initial attack of the wolves. You only take corrosion damage. And on top of that, his burst petrifies enemies up to 4 seconds depending on the level, which buys you a lot of time. And compared to freezing, where you could actually shatter them with a heavy attack or a geo attack, petrified enemies don't move at all. So although his crowd control isn't as good as someone like Kazuha's or Venti's, it is crowd control nonetheless. So Zhongli offers quite a few utilities to your team, and that really depends on which one you need more for your team. So you'd really have to think about exactly what your account needs and what your teams need and what you yourself would want on your account. Now, if you're in the case where you need at least a DPS or you need another DPS, like in the case for Abyss, then trying to decide between Ganyu and Xiao is what we should be doing. So they're both DPSs, so they both do the same thing. They don't really have much of a difference aside from their playstyle, and playstyle is where you would have to decide which one to get. In Xiao's case, he is a hyper carry, so most of your investment on your team is going towards Xiao. You're going to be spending most of your time on the field with Xiao, especially because of the way his burst works. His burst is how you really dish out damage on him and has very little downtime. As long as you can keep feeding him enough energy to spam his burst on cooldown, you really will almost never have to switch over to your other supports. Except for if you just need healing, if you need shielding, and so on. And if you like the playstyle where you spam plunge attacks all the time, it does have very good AoE, and Xiao has very good scaling, so you really cannot go wrong with Xiao as a DPS. In Ganyu's case, she is not a hyper carry, and has been considered to be one of, if not the best DPS in the game. It is worth noting that Ganyu can be used as a support, but I really don't recommend it because your investment is going to be much more worthwhile when investing in her DPS capabilities. She can be run in a few different ways, in a freeze team or in a melt team. If you already have a team for her ready to go, then I think pulling for Ganyu might be a better choice for you. Do note though that her freeze team is quite expensive. The most ideal freeze team members that you'd want on him are mostly comprised of 5 stars, like Mona, Kokomi, Venti, Kazuha. You can make do with Sucrose, but it's not as good as having Kazuha or Venti in there. As for her melt team, most of the time people run Bennett, Xiangling, and whoever else you'd want. Whether you'd want a shielder, or if you'd want an Animo unit or a crowd control unit. Whichever situation you're in, if you need a DPS for your account, you're gonna have to decide between which playstyle you prefer, between Xiao's and Ganyu's playstyle. If you're already happy with the current roster of DPSs on your account and you just need certain utilities on your account, then you're gonna have to decide whose kit would benefit your account the most, whether it's Zhongli's kit or it's Shenhe's kit. But what about Yae Miko? Yae Miko is coming in 2.5, right? Well, we don't know what she does. If you really want Yae Miko for personal reasons, there are still quite a lot of events coming. Sure, there's gonna be plenty of primo gems for you to be able to pull Yae Miko, even while pulling for at least one of these 5 stars. Should I use my primos on any of these weapon banners? No. This weapon banner might be a little attractive because you can get Xiao's or Shenhe's best in slot weapons, but Jade Spear isn't Xiao's best in slot weapon anymore. It's Staff of Homa, and Jade Spear isn't even that much better than other 4-star weapons. Sure, it might be a guaranteed upgrade. Is it really worth the primo gems and the resin? I think you're better off just waiting for Homa to come back, and I know this weapon banner might look very, very attractive, especially if you already have Ganyu and you really just want Amos Bow. Don't. Just don't, okay? Because if you don't get Amos Bow, you're gonna get Vortex Vanquisher, and who the hell is that weapon good on? Zhongli? No. I'd even dare say Black Tassel is better than Vortex Vanquisher on him. So if you guys want to add anything else to what I've already said in this video, feel free to comment down below. Or if you guys just want an opinion on who you think you should pull for your account specifically, just leave a comment down below or hit me up on my socials, and then I could definitely help you brainstorm on which characters would benefit your account the most. I know I wasn't as detailed, or I couldn't go as in-depth as I really wanted to on this video, but I have been very busy recently, guys, and that's why I haven't been posting as many videos as I usually do. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like it if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and have a good day.